Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. Last time we went over how to record a full band with literally just your phone, a free app called BandLab, and a pair of headphones. And today we are going to go and deal with the song that we recorded and try to mix it to the best of our ability. So, as you can see on the phone, I've got all of the tracks here, and they're all, I renamed them so that you understood what you were looking at a little better. So I've got the clean and the distorted guitars, panned left and right like we talked about last time. I've got the bass track, I've got the vocals, and I've got the drums down here that we programmed out. And then I've got a few other tracks. I just want to let you know what those are all about. Backup bass. I felt like due to the way we recorded, the guitar sounded a little thin, and the bass in the chorus is also not very bassy. It's kind of high up there. So we felt like we should record just another bass line in there, just like some simple root note bass line, just for the chorus, just to give it that extra like. And then I also recorded some other vocals, which are in the original song. If you check that one out, there's some backup vocals, so I added those in. So now that we are here, and we've got all of our tracks, we can get to mixing. The first thing that I would do is I would make absolutely sure that everything is actually in time. Recording and listening back and all of this nonsense that we're doing with the phone puts a lot of strain on the phone. There might be some lag, some latency issues. And so you just kind of want to listen to it and check if you hear anything, if anything's super obvious, and make little adjustments here and there. And you can move tracks by clicking them once, and then you can just kind of move them wherever you want. Right now we have Snap on, and you can click that off up in the corner. And if you click it off, then you can move real smooth. So I'm going to listen back, and I'm going to see if anything is like obviously off. Now the next thing you want to do is get rid of any part that is quiet. And that is like this intro here. There's nothing being played. It just sounds like noise. And the main reason you want to get rid of all of these is in like a normal recording, maybe these aren't too big of a deal if you're doing it in a good space. You know, you're playing the guitar real loud, and then maybe you're off for a bar, you don't do anything, and there is no noise, it's pretty low. It'll just get washed out in the mix. But here, first off, you're not playing very loud, and second off, as I talked about, the microphone is kind of overcompensating for quiet parts. When it's quieter, it's making it louder. That's the compression I was speaking about. So it's really kind of boosting up these quiet parts that you aren't doing anything and aren't doing anything for your song. So it's just adding this layer of noise atop your mix. So you kind of want to just go in there and you click it and you hold the corner and then you drag it off and you get as close as you can. You don't have to make it exact. Luckily there is an undo button that can be very helpful in times of need. You want to be careful about things like this happening to you and it not doing what you want it to. So move it over a little, move it, stop it, move it over again, stop, because you don't want to accidentally start dragging. That's unpleasant. That's pretty good. In this situation, the clean guitar stops as the distorted guitar comes in, so you want to cut out this middle piece. You got to make a little splice, and you can go right about here. You can click there, and then you click splice, and then you can make another splice on the other end. Slice, it's called on this program. And then you just take the one that you want to get rid of, you click delete, it takes away the entire thing. Now that we've finished up cleaning up the silent parts, we can get into the nitty-gritty of the mixing, which is going into each track, trying to level it out right, trying to get it to sound as best as it can. Now, I would start with the drums, no matter how you recorded them. Drums are usually the hardest thing to get sounding how you want them to, so I would get started with that. You can click the bottom button and see this. You can click S for solo. So now all we're going to hear is the drums. Go back over here. All right, so like first impressions for me is that, the bass and the snare maybe not really hitting as much as I'd like, and maybe there's too much cymbal. So what you can do is you double click the track that you want to edit, and it'll probably start you off over here, and you can click the FX button and start adding effects to your track. Now there are a lot of presets that you can use, and you can just kind of listen to those and test them out. If you wanted to choose that to start off, choose out one of these. That's a great place to start. Or you can go over to None and click plus, and then you can add literally whatever you want out of what they have. I think I'm going to start us off with Wooden Room. I kind of liked how it was adding a little bit of the kick and snare in, nice little bit of reverb. And so if you press the button on the top, that looks kind of like the button on the bottom left, then you can pick up what effects are being put on right now. So we've got a reverb, we've got an equalizer, and just a gain. So now we can go into each one of those and make some edits on them, and we can also add more by pressing the plus. So I'm going to move actually the reverb over, because I feel like we should do equalizer first and then reverb. That feels more right to me. So let's start with the equalizer, and I kind of want to put up the bass a little bit more, and maybe see what happens if we kick down the highs. Okay, and then kind of want to add a little more reverb to this whole set. Give it a little bit more space. I just want to see what happens when I do that. Okay, so we kind of lower that up a little bit. Blow out the mix width. Lower that back down a little bit. I kind of go with the idea of blast it out as much as you want, see what happens, and then roll it off. Just kick up that mix if you want, see what it's actually changing, and then go back to where you were and just kind of find your special spot. So that's a pretty good start for the drums. I would say get it to where you're like, all right, okay, and then you can move on to other things, and then later on we're going to put everything together and see if we want to change anything, make anything a little different. It's really up to you, what you want to do. I'm going to go with bass. I feel like bass is another trouble one because we recorded a bass with this. Not great. Let's solo it first. Now go to it and listen in. Sounds super thin. Pretty clean, but really quite thin. So we can once again check out these presets. let's check out this fat bass and go into the settings here. Noise gate just cuts out if there's nothing else going on but noise. Kind of like how we went in and cut out all those quiet parts. That kind of does it automatically. But I wouldn't suggest just doing that for like big empty spots like we had. Multi-amp Pro, okay. What do we got? Drive bass is all the way up already. So these are modeling other amps. So this models the amp, this models the cab. And then they put a compressor at the end, which feels a little strange to me. And this filter, I don't know what it's doing really. That's fine though. So since the bass is already up and I kind of feel like it should be a little fatter, I'm gonna just add a graphic EQ and let's just bump up some of that low end. It's probably gonna be it for that. And then, I mean, there is some noise that I'd love to get rid of, but I don't know if we'll be able to. And then for backup bass, we got to put the same thing on. So now we can move on to guitar, and guitar is going to be a little rough because A, we have 4 different guitar tracks, and B, we recorded with effects already, so the effects that they may put on in presets here may not really work out great for us. Luckily, since we did all of that and we kind of compensated for the low end, I don't personally think I'm going to be adding much to these guitars. What I might add is a little bit of compression on these clean guitars, and maybe a little bit of reverb, and I might play with the EQ on the distorted guitars. So let's jump into one of them, and actually I'm gonna make it solo, and I'm also gonna put it back into the middle so that I can check out what I want to check out here, and then I'll move it back after. Let's add this compressor. Let's go back to the beginning. Hold for it. So the compressor, how do you use such a thing? This is a very simple compressor. You can kind of tell the difference. So you add gain, add peak reduction. Let's listen up. Did you hear how like the noise was super loud and then it got crunched down into nothing? That's kind of what we're doing here. Let's turn this down. And I do kind of want this to be a little bit more compressed than we recorded it. That's kind of how it sounds in the original. I put a little bit of a compression on it. And that's what I'm trying to emulate here. So I'm going to add this and maybe a little bit of EQ. It's not much low end to begin with, so I feel like adding 3 dB to this almost non-existent low end really doesn't do much. I'm actually going to turn that compression down a little bit. I felt like I heard it too much. Don't like that. You don't want to really hear the compression compressing. You just want it to have compressed. And let's add some reverb. You know, that's just a little bit of reverb. It's almost non-existent, but it's something just to add a little more life into the mix. We save this as custom preset name, clean guitar, Linda. Since we saved that, we can go over to our other one, our other clean guitar, and we can just go doot, boom, done. And if we go back over here, we solo this one, we make this on the left again. Hey, alright. Alright, now, dirty guitar, L and R. I think all I want to do here is probably up some of the bass. Give it a little bit of low end. That feels right to me. Because obviously, that feels like too much. Maybe a little bit of compression too. Let's check that out. I don't want to take over the low end with the guitar because I you know, there is a bass, so. But that feels a little better. So let's save this and call this Dirty Guitar Linda. And now we can add that to this one. Now we're getting into dangerous territory because we need to find out if these two guitar sounds work together. And who's to say if they do? So let's solo, let's move that back to left, solo all of the guitars. I mean, the clean guitar is obviously much louder than the dirty. So because the clean guitar was already felt like it was a good level before, I'm gonna up the dirty a little more than I'm gonna down the clean, but I'm still gonna down the clean. And now let's just get into the instrumentation. I'm gonna mute the vocals. And let's just see how all of these instruments sound together. Alright, I think we're in a pretty good spot right now, so that we can move into the vocals. Alright, we are going to start with, obviously, the main vocal line, and then we'll do basically the same things to the other ones, but maybe add or take away some of the effects. So, I think the first thing is going to be some compression. Actually, let's solo this, because I don't know how much compression it naturally has. Walking back down the same damn streets I haven't slept in. I gotta be real with you. That reverb sounds kind of nice. That's just my room. I kind of like it. All right, let's get into the effects here. Oh, also for vocals, they have auto pitch, which will do a little bit of auto tune for you. At least 2 weeks, and this is awfully strange of me, heavy. But I'm about to say my piece. You know, if you're into that, I am not going to be using it in this recording. There have been times, don't be scared of using auto-tune, but I'm not going to use it tonight. Okay, let us get into this. Now, of course, there are presets. About you. I think I like this. I'm gonna see what's in here. Just compression. I did kind of just want to add some compression and maybe a little bit of reverb. 4:1 may be a little high on the ratio. So I'm gonna turn that down to maybe like 2. And let's add in some EQ. Let's not be this serious, actually. How do I get rid of this? What's to say? Whatever. Turn it on. Add the regular EQ. Let's see what happens if we add a little bit of high in there. I like how that sounds. Okay, now we can go in here and we can kind of add the same situation. We can go over to here. We're gonna lower this ratio down. And I'm actually going to not add the reverb, but I am going to add a different type of EQ. I'm just gonna cut the mid a little bit. Let's hear how that sounds. Personally, I like it. And we've got some extra vocals at the end. And this, all I'm gonna do here is pump in some reverb. And I'm gonna make this one a little bit over here. Oh, that really lasts. What did I do? Large studio reverb. And bump that a little bit over there. I think I did like 13, 16? I think it was 16. And hey, you know what? That's the whole song right there. That's it. That's all you gotta do. It's not even that hard. I swear. I swear. All it is, you just add a little bit of poop, 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 and you're fine. All right? Listen, there's more you can do. All right? If you want to get more intense than this, and you have a computer, you can use a computer. You can take your BandLab project, and first off, you can load it into your computer. No problem. Immediate. Just download the app, download the program, and then you can also transfer your BandLab project into the program Cakewalk, which is a completely free and completely robust DAW, digital audio workspace. Anything here that looked kind of cheap or flimsy or like easy, whatever, go into Cakewalk and boom, you've got it all. As long as you have these 2 items, you can do nearly everything. I just showed you how to do it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope you feel like you can record something right now if you wanted to and make it sound pretty good. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you didn't understand, if you have any questions, if you feel like I did something wrong. Another thing that you should note is I may listen back to this tomorrow and say, hold up, I gotta change something. Definitely always take a few listens. Give yourself big breaks. I did this all in one take or in one sitting. Give yourself breaks. Go back to it. Make sure it's actually what you want. If you'd like to download this version of the song, it will be available down below in the link in the description at the Mosey Jones Bandcamp. So check it out, moseyjones.bandcamp.com. But for now, let's take a listen, let's compare, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the future.